Click, click, bang. What's up, Overemployed Army? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing something different. Just myself. Gonna answer a lot of questions that I've been getting in my one-on-one coaching program. And yeah, it's been, most of these questions have been repeated. So I'm just gonna create a video to kind of address all these questions. So this could kind of help you guys in the future to continue in your overemployment journey. And yeah, just want to help you guys land a second, third, or even a first job as fast as you guys can, especially in this economy. It's a bit tough right now, but if you have at least 3 years of experience, I think you're still in a good boat. It's AI is not taking anyone's jobs anytime soon, so yeah, should be good to go. Yeah, so this month itself, I just want to give a quick update. I've had probably around 50 calls scheduled just this month alone for my one-on-one coaching program. Got a lot of resumes delivered for people that were having difficulty finding or landing interviews, so I'm glad I can help with that. If you guys have any questions about that, you can book a one-on-one call with me where I can give you more information on that, or just check out the link in the description or pinned comment below. So yeah, one of the questions that I've been getting pretty often in most of these calls is, can I start overemployment if I have only one job right now? It's a bit of a silly question. It's, of course, why can't you start overemployment? You got the base down, you have one job that you're working right now, so of course you can stack a second job. But the thing that makes this question unique for most people is that I've seen a common theme and a common pattern of people being hybrid, right? So they're in office 1 day a week, 2 days a week, or even 3 days a week. So they're kind of asking is, can they become overemployed this way? And the answer is yes and no. If you have multiple meetings a day when you go into office, it's not going to happen, right? Because even if you have a second remote job, if you get called into a meeting in hybrid or a remote job, it's just not going to work out. So I don't really recommend that. I mean, you can try it, but you might get burnt out or you might end up quitting soon or something like that. But yeah, I would just always recommend to make sure that both your jobs are fully remote. But if you're very desperate and you're kind of feeling up for it, you could try it. Maybe give it a go for a couple weeks to a month and see how hard it is to handle. And if it's easy, then you just keep rocking with that, right? But always try to go for 2 fully remote jobs. So that's number one. Yeah, and a lot of these guys, another question that I'm getting is, which field should I break into if I want to become overemployed? And a lot of people come into my calls and they want advice on how to kind of pursue the tech route. And honestly, that is fine if you want to break into tech. There's no issue with that. But so, like, I had a call with one of my clients, a quick call I had, and our whole call was about how to break in the tech industry. And I give him advice on taking CompTIA. It's like, okay, you got to start somewhere, and if you have no tech experience, you're over 30, you got to get a cert, right? If you're not going to have a degree or a diploma, you're going to have to get some sort of certification. And I always recommend the CompTIA certification for this one. And once you kind of dig in that, you're going to have to create a resume. And that resume has to be somewhat technical. No one's going to hire you if you have zero technical skills on your resume. So whether you got to white lie a little bit or add a little fluff to your resume, you got to kind of add that stuff yourself. And if you guys don't know how to do that, give me a message or book a call with me. I'll help you out. And a combination of these things lands you interviews. And once you get the interview, what are you going to do? You can't just fake your way through a technical interview, right? You got to need the skills for that. You got to have some sort of experience with that. And that's where CompTIA comes in, or any other certification just for tech comes in, where you can kind of pass these interviews. And that's not the whole point of this conversation. My point is that I had this whole conversation with this guy, and he told me that he wants to break in tech. He's working a in-office job 5 days a week. He doesn't like his life. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, like, good for you. You're over 30. You want to break into a new industry. And right before the call ended, I asked him, I'm like, what's your experience? Like, what have you been doing for the last 15 to 20 years of your life? Like, what's your work experience? And he tells me he's in recruiting. And man, I got goosebumps. I'm like, are we kidding here right now? I'm like, dude, that's your bread and butter. I'm like, why are you even looking at tech? It was a 15-minute call. The call ended. I'm like, no, we gotta stay on for another 15 minutes. Like, dude, you're doing this whole thing wrong. I'm like, why? First of all, why did you quit recruiting? He told me he quit in like early 2010, 2011. He quit, and he said he was being micromanaged. He was in office. I'm like, buddy, all recruiting jobs are almost all of them are fully remote. You don't get micromanaged, and you make good money, especially if you get into these top companies. They don't micromanage you, and they pay well. Why are you breaking into tech? And to make things even funnier, he was a technical recruiter. So he had somewhat of a technical background you can kind of finesse on your resume. So it kind of opened my eyes that people are so obsessed with becoming overemployed, they forget their base. Their base should be simple. It's just, what's your bread and butter? Whatever your bread and butter is, you kind of lean into overemployment with that. Whether it's cybersecurity, software development, recruiting, project management, right? Even finance, right? You gotta kind of find your bread and butter and just lean into that. Don't start learning tech in your 30s to make money. If money's what you want right now, you gotta lean into your bread and butter there. Anyways, that's just something that I found kind of just crazy, and I want all you guys to know, whatever your bread and butter is, if you want to find your bread and butter, whatever that is give me a call. I'll help you guys out on that. Let's see on my list of questions here. Yeah, how do I manage meetings across two jobs? I always get that one, and it's honestly, I get why it could be difficult to kind of think about that, but you gotta see it this way. It's like, okay, let's say you get a meeting scheduled for 9 a.m. Monday for job 1. Immediately go to your laptop on job 2 and add like focus time or some type of doctor appointment for 9 a.m. for job 2. So this way, if someone wants to book an appointment at 9 a.m. with you for job 2, to avoid a meeting conflict, they won't add a meeting during 9 a.m. for job 2 because they'll go like, oh, it's already booked up, so I'm not gonna book it through this time right now. So they'll pick a different time. And it's the same thing in job 2. If you have a meeting at 1 p.m., go back to your job 1 laptop and filter that one out, right? Book a meeting for 1 p.m. on your job 1. You can get creative, you can throw in a doctor's appointment, you're sick, say you gotta pick up your kids from school. Even if you don't have kids, man, just use it. Don't tell anyone. Right? You don't want to get too friendly with your coworkers. Always stay low and don't stay too high. You want to stay right in the middle. Always do that. Aim to be average in overemployment. Very simple. Another good one is people always ask, how do I stay active on Teams? Right? My status always goes to away when I leave for a couple of minutes. Come on, like these questions are very silly because there's so many creative ways that you can use technology to kind of make you stay active, or just get creative. You can go on your terminal and you can type in caffeinate, and if you type in caffeinate in your terminal, it makes you stay on, right? It doesn't shut down or make your computer go to sleep or your laptop. Another creative way is you can book a meeting for yourself through Outlook or whatever, right? You book a meeting for yourself. Once you join that meeting, you can share your screen. So now it'll say do not disturb and that you're busy. And you're actually just in a meeting with yourself and no one's gonna question that. There's also like mouse jigglers and stuff like that, but honestly, I don't really mess with that type of stuff. There's much easier ways to deal with it, like I just said. So I would kind of avoid that whole mouse jigglers, whatever. Unless you get kind of a physical mouse jiggler. But the thing is, I don't know if some companies could, if they're psycho enough, they can track your mouse movement they'll go like, why is this guy's mouse moving every 3 seconds in the same pattern over and over again, right? It's not worth the risk. Let's check out the next question here. How do I prioritize tasks if both jobs are demanding? Okay, so the whole point of overemployment is it's not to work more hours, right? So you kind of want to make sure your hours are you're putting in less than 37 and a half hours weekly, ideally. And Uh, Always prioritize the tasks that's obviously due sooner, and maybe even for the job that pays you more. So if a job's paying you 120K, you get better benefits. It's more chilled there, and that's the job you want long term. Prioritize their tasks. This is pretty easy, right? If someone pays you in job 2, they pay you less, and they have a harder task, you don't have to prioritize that one, right? Because you don't care if you eventually lose job 2. That's the whole reason we're overemployed. Let's jump to our next question here. There's a question about like what's your tech setup, right? A lot of people ask me, it's like, how many monitors do you have per laptop? How many jobs do you have and all that good stuff? How many keyboards do you use? How many mouse do you use for each job? And I keep it as simple as I can. I like my desk clean, so I use 2 monitors. I use 1 pair of keyboard and a mouse. I don't like using multiple. There was a time at the start, honestly, I recommend if you're starting off in overemployment, you have literally just the laptop there. No monitor, no keyboard, no mouse. Just keep it very simple. Have a long desk. Put your job 1, job 2, job 3 laptop there, and just keep it very plain and simple. You don't have to get all fancy getting monitors. You honestly don't need that stuff. Maybe add it down the line. Maybe a couple months in, you can throw in a monitor or something. But yeah, I recommend once you get to the point, you get a KVM switch. So you can switch between laptops, your keyboard and your mouse. So if I'm on job 1 laptop right now, I'm using my keyboard to type. You click the button, your KVM switch, and it'll switch to your second monitor with the second laptop, and you can use your mouse and keyboard with that laptop and monitor instead. So that's just a little bit about tools and tech setup, the questions that I get a lot during these calls. Let's check another one. Oh yeah, so another one is your work number, right? Honestly, for that, it's don't really worry about freezing your work number if you're working one job. If you're applying for a second job and you're about to land it and they're gonna check your work number for that, I wouldn't worry about it too much again, because they're probably gonna assume that you're gonna quit job 1 anyway, so your job 1's gonna show up anyways, right? But if you're adding a third job, I would 100% freeze your work number, because they'll see that you're working job 1 and job 2 simultaneously at the same time, so you're cooked. Just be a bit smart with that, right? So you can freeze it for that time. Let's see here. One of the most common ways people get exposed. It's a good question there, I get too. Honestly, what I see like most often is that people get lazy. And if you get lazy, it's pretty easy to get caught later on, right? You're not going to take the initiative to block off meetings in both jobs in your calendars. You don't invest in the right equipment. You start underworking or overworking in one of the jobs. Some people even talk about job 1 and job 2. Like, you tell a coworker, you tell your family, friends, and it just kind of gets out in the open. So honestly, just keeping stuff as secretive as possible is the best way to go. Let's see here. Yeah, just things like that, man. Honestly, just keep it secret. No, you don't have to tell anybody how much money you're making, right? Just keep it as simple as possible for yourself. You won't get caught. And the day you stop being overemployed, you can tell people then if you want, but honestly, no one really gives a shit at the end of the day anyways, right? Just stack your cash, make your money, pay off your debts, buy your house, spend below your means, and you'll be fine. Another question here is, can I get fired from both jobs if one finds out? So I get lots of people are mostly paranoid, working 2 jobs. They're so obsessed with job 1 that they don't even try to get a job 2. They're like, I'm too scared to get fired from my main job. But here's the kicker here. One day, like, more than likely you'll be fired anyways, because that's how the real world is. And when you do get fired that day, you'll have nothing to fall back on, and you'll regret not working a second job then. I'm just gonna keep it that simple and sweet, because that's the reality of this world. Most people watching this video have been fired probably once in their life, and it's not a fun feeling. So now imagine you get fired from job 1 or job 2, but you won't really care as much because you'll be like, okay, I still have a job to kind of fall back on. And then you'll be looking at adding a second job or maybe even a third job. You're like, because then you'll kind of feel like, you know what? I don't owe shit to these companies. Like, they can get rid of you at any time. And if they can do that, you won't feel bad about adding a second, third, fourth, whatever, as many jobs as you want, right? And it's not even about overemployment. You can even open a side business, right? Kind of invest in yourself. Use company time as long as you're getting their work done. Use company time to kind of start your own startups, right? Work on yourself, right? Hustle, make money. Stop being a corporate slave. You don't owe them shit. It's your life. Make money. And for most people, you gotta understand, like, what's 100K? What's 200K? It's nothing. You deserve way more. Alright, so, let's see. How do I tailor my resume to get interviews fast? Honestly, just hit me up. Check out the custom resume link in the pinned comment below. I'll create your resume. I'll get it delivered within 24 hours. A perfect resume that will get you interviews within 30 days. Guaranteed, or your money back. I promise you this. If you guys want to book a call to talk about this, feel free to book a call below. Should I lie about working multiple jobs? Honestly, this is it's kind of self-explanatory. You're not going to tell them you worked multiple jobs at the same time, right? You can tell them that you were working on contract for one role with company one knowing. Like, don't tell them you worked two jobs at the same time. They'll know right away that what you're trying to pull off here, right? It's just very simple, easy answer to an easy question. Come on now. Let's see here. How do I handle job gaps or job hopping on my resume? Job hopping, I'm not really concerned with that. It's your life. They shouldn't ask you why do you quit your job in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. None of their business. Tell them that when they ask you. It's like none of your business, you know. When you're interviewing for jobs, you're looking for the job where you want to work at. You're not looking for a job where you're not getting interviewed, right? You're interviewing them. That's the way I like looking at this. So kind of have some self-respect, right? You pick the job that you're going to work at. You're interviewing them. They're not interviewing you. How do I handle job gaps? Okay, so that's one which one I could address. So this one's pretty simple. I keep it pretty easy. Everyone's cousins or family members, someone in your family circle has some sort of business that they probably run, whether it's a startup or a family-owned business. To handle job gaps, you kind of could use that business that's within your family or a friend that you know, and you can add that to your resume and fill in that job gap with whatever experience you need. So if you're applying through finance, you write some sort of finance position on that and fill in the gap. If it's for software engineering, you do the same thing, fill in the gap, right? You're a software engineer for whatever company your family owns or your cousin, your friend owns. That's one way you can kind of fill in the gap for that. If you don't want to fill in the gap that way, you can kind of tell them that you just took the time to kind of study something. So like for software engineering, you can say that I took an AI certification just to kind of up my skills. Or you can say that you started a startup, you kind of wanted to go down that route and just see how it would feel to kind of launch your business and just kind of explore that a little bit. So yeah, there's multiple ways you can kind of explore this. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't think it's kind of important to even address it because I don't know, it's not an important. Why does it matter why there's a job gap in my resume? Like, no, seriously, because someone comment below, why does it matter if I have a job gap in my resume? Like, for all you know, like let's say your family member died. Like, why do you care if I have a job gap in my resume, or if I'm job hopping? It has nothing to do with you, you know. That's what I'm saying. These the only reason I could see is that they want to see that someone that's committed, who's a corporate slave and who do everything for them, you know. I'll go above and beyond for you guys. So I've worked at my last company for 10 years. Do you get what I mean? So they want that goody two shoes. That's why they ask you these questions. They want someone that's a corporate slave. So pretend to be a corporate slave, but when you get in, you'll be overemployed. So there's more questions on like income, taxes, and just legal implications. I'm not really gonna jump into this one, mainly because I'm from the States. I've had calls from people from Latvia, from Sweden, from Canada, from Australia, from New Zealand. So what applies here is not financial advice or legal advice. So I'll kind of skip these questions for now. Let's see here. Can I scale to 3+ jobs? Yes, you can. How long should I plan to stay overemployed? Good question. So, man, honestly, as long as you need, right? If you need to pay off your mortgage, stay overemployed until you pay off your mortgage. If you want to save for retirement, be overemployed until you retire. And don't be stupid and spend your money when you're working 2-3 jobs. You double or triple your income. Don't spend like you're making double or triple your money. Stay below your means. Don't buy a Lamborghini right away. Right? Buy a shitty car, pay off the car, and use that car for now. Save your money, invest your money, grow your money. Don't be stupid. How do I eventually exit overemployment? Oh man, come on, like you just giving your 2 weeks notice. It's very simple, you just tell the job that you don't want to work out that I'm resigning. And you'll feel like the man when you resign too. They'll be like, holy shit, this guy's resigning from his job. How could you do that? You're the man. Should I use overemployment to fund my business? Yes, why not? Yeah, so these are some of the questions that I've received this month from your guys' calls. I just wanted to kind of address that, so I just get like more different questions for our next call. So yeah, if you guys want to book a 15-minute consultation call one-on-one where I answer all your questions, as many as you have in a call, book a one-on-one call with me with the link below. I'll answer any question you may have. Don't be scared. Don't be nervous. Let's chat. I'm a nice guy. I genuinely want to help you guys. So actually remember that. I genuinely want to help you guys. So feel free to book a call. I like learning about your guys' experiences and just changing people's lives. So if you want to become overemployed, book a call with me today. Yeah, so thanks for checking out this video. If you guys like these type of podcast videos where I kind of answer questions, comment down below. Comment any questions you guys may have below, and I'll get to you guys one by one. So yeah, thanks for checking out this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.